Okay.
Hey everybody, it's a second time we talk with Geeks with Cash here. After we've what have we done now? Skype, then Google Hangouts, and now we're in Discord. The rest of them go fuck themselves because it hates all of our setups. So this looks pretty good. You got to tell us if it looks good or not. I don't know. So yeah, we've been wanting to get together again and talk about some stuff. And I don't know. One big thing that came out today was Microsoft put out some specs for their Xbox Series X. What do you think about those?
Um, I'm a little confused, right? Because it looks like a micro PC. It's got the specs of a micro PC with a GeForce 2080 Ti in it,
Hmm.
basically, which is great because that's a $1,200 card. They didn't mention anything about the SSD. They didn't mention anything about the RAM. They said they were going to have like a quick resume for multiple games. I heard on some of the specs, basically, but
Hmm.
they still don't have any exclusives announced or even considered, as far as I know.
Yeah, they don't have any first party exclusives for like 2 years, up to 2 years.
I
Um,
don't, I don't understand that. I still don't understand that.
yeah, it doesn't make any sense to me. Like, why would you sit there and do that and put out something that's probably going to be $500? It's going to, it's going to be a lot of money, and then turn around and it just run like ass, or not, or sell like ass. I mean, that's what I can't. I'm sitting here just trying to. I can't understand what Microsoft's doing. Uh,
Yeah, I don't really either. Sorry about the audio, Retro Bro. We're gonna have to do some more tests on it and try to figure out what's going on with this too. I don't really know for sure.
it sounds good on our end. I don't know what's going on here. If it's something on my end, stream, I don't know. There could be some there could be some problems on my end. So we'll have
That could be
to.
mine too. Who the hell knows?
It's very strange when I click go live on anything here. I sound great. You sound great recording and stuff. So when I do this streaming directly to YouTube, it sounds like ass. And now this is two
We
different programs.
we might try my Twitch channel one time just to see if that works any better. Assuming we get anybody to the link to it, just to
Yeah.
see if it works. I don't know. As long as people can hear us, it's okay. Oh, he's saying it's on your end.
I,
Haha, not me. Not it.
I'm wondering if it's picking up my stupid web camera and not this. So
Oh, it might be. If you go into your audio settings, your video and audio settings on it, you can pick which mic, so it's probably defaulting to your webcam. It was mine by default.
yeah, I could
We're
go
gonna
from
spend
that.
all night troubleshooting this retro. Sorry.
Yes, we are really sucking at this. So give us a second. Input device. Uh, there we go. Let's see if
That actually sounds way better on my end.
it does sound a whole
Yeah.
lot better.
Oh yeah, world's better on my end.
All right, Retro Bro, tell me, what does it sound like? What about now? It could have been, yeah, it was on default, and I don't know what the fuck default was. So you said it jumped
It
way
probably
up.
defaulted to your webcam or something like that. Is
God,
probably what
I
it did.
hate that shit. I want to just, I want to fucking. No, we're using Discord. I put it
So,
my blue snowball now.
hey, we found it. I think maybe, kind of, sort of. Who the hell
So
knows?
yeah, we'll go from there. So yeah, we have this $500. Probably it's going to be five. It could be even a $600 machine, like you're saying. That's a $1,200 graphics card. Of course, it's not the same because it's a baked-in AMD system on a chip.
I feel a blue ball spout joke coming on.
I know. Make your Skype audio, your webcam, and your OBS yours. I'm not familiar with that. Any better? Any better? We'll get to the topic here in a second. But yeah, I don't understand some of this stuff really, to be honest. I mean, what do you think's happening?
I I don't know. I still think it's the same thing like what we talked about last time. They're more interested in being a platform for games. They're more interested in trying to get the cloud gaming going because that helps their other divisions as well, right? Because they've already got some agreements with other companies in the government, this, that, and the other for cloud computing, and this is a way to flex their Azure format
Right.
and to give you some good hardware to be able to run that to boot. So it really seems like they're trying to get the console community used to PCs, and this
Right.
seems
Right.
to be a step in that direction. Because really, if they threw Windows 10 on that, it's basically a cheap gaming, a super cheap gaming PC
And it was a
with really good
rumor
hardware.
that Cyrus found this rumor popped out there that it was going to have the ability to run in Windows 10 mode, and I'm like, what's the fucking point? I want a console to
It
be.
gets a full-on PC in your living room, like, which is what they've been trying to do for
Yeah, but
15
then
years.
they've been trying to do that, and the way they actually did, he said better, much better. I actually,
Awesome.
on the side here, I did audio input capture. It was set to default as well inside fucking OBS. That's probably been my whole problem. So it's now on the blue. It's on the blue snowball across. Audio is perfect now. Good.
You know, we could probably drag Retro and Osiris in here at the same time. It'd be a mess, but you'd have like four of us on the screen at the same time.
We probably need to do that. We probably need to just get us an all. See, I know Retro Bro's got a family. He's got a lot of stuff he does, but just having an overall gaming chat would be great. But I see what they're trying to do, trying to get in a PC in the living room. But it's not
Or hard to please lot, apparently, from Born.
Oh, shut up. Damn, shut up, Mort. But, I mean, yeah, they're trying to put a PC in the living room, but is that what they need to do right now?
I don't think so. I mean, they've already got a lock on the PC market. I mean, some people have been switching to Macs lately, and that's fine. And I've got a Mac too to use on my mostly in my living room, and we have a couple of other Mac devices, and they're good, but it doesn't really support a lot of the games. As far as games go, Windows is pretty much still the main market. Linux
Yeah.
never really got the penetration it needed for the gaming market on the PC.
Mm.
So they still own it, and they've still got their store. Not that their store has ever really done anything of real value that I can tell. Hell, most of their games, like, funny story, Killer Instinct from the Windows Store will not use my arcade stick or any arcade stick. When I bought it on Steam, it works perfectly fine. So they can't even get their own games to work in their store properly.
Right.
So I don't understand where they're going. Honestly.
Well, I mean, going back to the OG Xbox, it came out, it literally was a Pentium 3 with a little NVIDIA chip in a box. They did throw a PC in a box, but what made people buy it was they had this thing called Halo, and people walk by and go, "The fuck? What is this? This is new. I've never seen this before." And it made people buy an Xbox and then 360. We loved the Xbox 360. I didn't even want to touch a PS3.
Oh, it was a great console. I barely even touched a PS3, and I owned one just because everything that I wanted to play was on the 360 for the most part.
Yeah.
I didn't really care for a lot of the exclusives at the time for the PlayStation, and I still don't play a lot of them, to be honest.
No,
But
it was a weird time of
just a
them
better
pushing
console
tech.
now.
Yeah, they were
Yeah.
pushing tech, and they'd say, "Well, we're going to push the Blu-ray drive," and it hurt them. I think it hurt them really bad. Then came
Well,
along.
initially, I mean, they picked up and still won that. Well, technically, the Wii won that one. But,
Yeah. I've always said that if good old Microsoft had actually put good parts in there, it wouldn't have the Red Ring of Death. Sony may have been third.
It's possible. It's entirely possible.
Possible,
I mean, they
and
had enough exclusives. They had all the right games, and that's everybody's been talking. Retro's talked about it. You talked about it. Cyrus has talked about it. Where are your games? Right?
Yeah,
I
where's
mean,
the games?
everything's going to be cross-compatible with everything else, so there's no real major incentive to upgrade to the new hardware unless you're just have a hard-on for hardware, and you need
Right.
the latest and greatest. But if the games don't need it, then I don't understand why.
Retro Bro and I talk on Facebook a lot. He likes to play Halo, and he goes, "You know what? I can play Halo on my PC. He can play Halo. They're going to put Halo on everything." I don't know if any of us want to, like you or some of us want to play Halo Infinite. if it looked cool, you know what? I don't have to buy another console. I got a 2013 Xbox One. It'll do it. Well, come buy the Series X. Why? I don't care. I don't care if it's 1080p or less. I don't care.
I'm in the same boat. And Retro, you're right. The OG Xbox is what actually got me back into first-person shooters, because I saw Halo and I went, oh my god, I have to play that. Up until that point, I have been so burnt out and done with first-person shooters. I had no interest in it. And Halo on the original Xbox is still my absolute favorite Halo game, and the collection doesn't capture it properly.
No, it doesn't.
And the reason is because the original Xbox built in with a hard drive, and they used the hard drive to cache the stages to where I always felt like I was in the game. I always felt like I was going from mission to mission to mission to mission.
There was a few times where you saw that go across. They had to do that, 4 times in a whole game? It had to be a huge...
I never felt pulled out of the game, hardly ever. Now, the subsequent ones, when they stopped doing that because they didn't require the hard drive to be on the system because they wanted to sell it at a cheaper price point, I felt like the series suffered from. But it was still fun all the way up until, Halo 4, where it was basically a quick time ending.
Oh, my
I hated that fight.
We sat there, all 4, we had 4 of us people, and we all 4 played Halo. And it was fun. And then we got to the end of it, Patrick, our buddy, I think it was him or you. You got the quick time ending, which I don't care that he got it, and we didn't get to play it, and it was like, what the hell? I mean, it's fine.
It was hugely disappointing because that was supposed to be our big payoff after we fought the same boss 4 times.
Yes, and then it was a quick time event, and then leading up to that, when we first got in there was quick time events where one of us was climbing up a damn ladder, if I remember that right, and dying because you had to move. Yeah, we had to move, and then I think if I moved over to you, and then we got through it or something. I remember that.
I think Pat finally actually got it done. I remember we were all sitting there going, dude, I wish you could hand the controller over right now. This is killing me. And then we got done. We go, great, we can do the fight. What? That's the ending?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, what the hell?
And Cyrus, hey, Cyrus, welcome to the stream. He says, someone needs to tell Microsoft they don't know how to tell people or their competitors anything yet. I love the info, but these reveals are incredibly stupid. And, he's right. They're coming out, blurting out, and then telling everybody everything out there. And probably another week or so, we'll have Game Ramblings. Hopefully there'll be more stuff to talk about then. But he said it. He made a tweet just a little while ago. It's like, Microsoft, shut the fuck up. You're hurting yourself. You're really hurting yourself, and Sony's sitting back there torturing people. But guess what Nintendo did? They tortured people on the Switch, and we all waited for it.
Right. If they made a Halo exclusive to the Series X, and just really flexed the power of it, really pushed it out the gate.
Oh God, yes.
They'd sell so many of them, it'd be stupid.
Yes, and the thing about it is people, I think Retrobro said he played one time, he went ahead and sold the console, he's done with it, but a lot of people would keep the console and keep it just to play the game, and that got your penetration into the market, and then the online, if they make it worth a damn.
Board's calling us all a diva.
Yeah, Board, shut the fuck up, dude, we're not divas. Retrobro, you got a 3DO. Well, Cyrus wants a 3DO, so he got him a Jaguar because he's fancy now.
You know what I actually kind of want to get now that it's really old, is that TurboGrafx Pocket thing that they had.
Yes.
I forget what it was called. That thing just looked so amazing when it was new, and I always kind of wanted one, but I didn't. There weren't enough good games on the TurboGrafx. Sorry, Cyrus, that I just couldn't justify it.
Well, I pre-bought it, and I don't know if I'm going to keep it because Cyrus said he tried it. I did pre-buy on Amazon the freaking the TurboGrafx Mini. I don't know. The Mini? Yeah, it's $100. It's coming out March, I think. Still, it's okay. Yeah,
I feel like that thing's moved a few times.
No, it's been pretty solid for a while. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know if I'm going to cancel it or not because hell, March is coming. I've got Doom Eternal's
coming. Turbo Express, that was it.
Turbo Express, yeah, Turbo Express.
Yeah, that was the handheld version that looked amazing.
And it was $300 or $400 back then because all they did was they basically
it was the whole system in that.
Yeah, they moved it in there and they didn't condense it. Yeah.
No, it ran the original cards and everything.
He says that they still run 400 these days, and I can see.
Oh my God, I don't know that I can justify that. Dude, I could buy a new camera lens for that.
Dude, you could go get go to watch ETA Prime and get some of these mini handhelds, and they'll run out anything. and
Oh,
they're like
dude, I've
50
been
or
so
60.
tempted to buy one of those cases because I've built a few retro pies. You've heard me
Yeah.
talk about them.
Well,
Right
no,
now, I'm
these are
running them
already
on an
put
Ogre.
together. These are not a retro pie. These are just like self-contained. You put an SD card in them. They come with some of them come with like dual analog sticks, and they can play up to PlayStation easy. And
Oh,
there's
the last one I saw, there was like a 6 button layout one that you added the
yeah,
guy up on Facebook, but it send you the whole parts along with the screen. You just built it yourself, and that sounded really cool to me.
yeah. But then also, if you really, really want to do that, there's I don't know if anybody, I'm not pushing for ETA Prime because he don't know me, but he does constant emulation stuff. He says go get you a Snapdragon 8 Android phone. You can get them off eBay for less than $100. Get you those controllers that snap to the side of it, and it plays up to Dreamcast. Super cheap.
That's interesting.
Actually, no,
actually
it
a
plays
really cool
Dolphin.
idea.
I think it plays just close to Dolphin, which could play some Wii games or
That's
GameCube.
actually a really cool idea. That's almost cooler than my wife. And if I do start building this thing, whenever I start getting the parts together, I may actually film this. I don't know if you guys would want to watch it or
That'd
not,
be
but
cool.
I got an arcade cabinet. She bought me like just the cabinet
Oh, cool.
for Christmas. So I thought about building a new Pi and putting it in there and putting the buttons in there and just getting it up and running with the screen first, and then I was going to build a PC so I could put like Steam on it and put a big box on it as well.
Oh, I've seen
Um,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that way I could run all my Steam fighting games and stuff like that on it, and I could run all the retro stuff and things like that on it too. And I think that would be super cool. I don't know if I could film from that, which I've enjoyed doing on like Twitch and my channel, just hooking up
Yeah.
to the Elgato and playing some stuff just for shits and
Yeah.
giggles.
Yeah. I mean, Retro Bro said he used to talk to EJ Prime before he got too cool for him. But yeah, he's a cool. He really knows his stuff. He does constant tear downs, builds, mods the arcade one up, shows you how to make stuff happen. You
Yeah,
know,
I actually still kind of like ETA Prime. He still seems to do a solid job. I hadn't really noticed his format changing too much over the years. I mean,
he
he's
doesn't
pretty
show
much
his face.
stuck
He
with
just
what
puts
he's
his
good.
hands out there. He just films shit.
Yeah,
That's it. That's all he does. And you
I
know,
mean, he's definitely picked up viewership for sure. But I mean, it's
God,
pretty
it's been
justified with the stuff he's pulling out.
well, it's just what he does. He puts out good shit. I mean, it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be amazing, but it's just enough to where he shows you this is the thing, and then this is what it does. Oh, 3DO. There, people are talking about 3DO in the chat. 3DO has no copy protection, really. Holy
Really?
shit!
God, that's almost as bad as like the hack that they had that killed the Dreamcast, man.
Well, think about the time the 3DO came out. The CD burners were like non-existent.
Yeah,
Or
that's
barely.
true. That's true.
So they weren't even thinking about that. They were like, "Fuck it, if it can read, the laser could read it right." Yeah.
What? I use a lighter to burn games? What?
Oh my
Ford's losing his
god!
mind.
More
It's
distracted. More distracted. He's drunk. I use a lighter to burn games. Awesome. Yeah, and like I said, we're getting back. We're just talking whatever.
We're way off topic, but
It's fine. It's fine. Microsoft is showing a lot. I think they're actually poking the dragon, aka Sony. They're hoping they'll say something. Sony, I said this in one of my videos, and I'm going to make another video. Just sit down. I may stream it, may not. I've actually, the wife sat down and she goes, you know, you just said, I've said this. I have no use for a PS5 right now. And I don't. We play everything on our Switches. And I want to play with Cyrus some on the PS4. Me and you need to get back into play because I have a Ryzen 7 now. We need to play on the PC some. But
if you guys pick up something on the PS4 and you guys want to pick a day and let me know, I can.
Cyrus also has the Handsome Collection. Me and you have that.
Well, I've got that too.
Yeah, exactly.
We barely messed with it, but at least it didn't run like total trash.
Yeah.
The 360 version, guys, we picked that one up, and that version ran so.
No,
poorly
it
on
was
360.
the second game, the pre-sequel ran like trash.
Yes, it did. And as soon as we moved to the PS4, it was actually playable. At first, we thought the aiming was just off, and it was just badly designed. And then we got it on a
PS4
console it was more designed for, and it ran great.
Yeah, they were
It
just
still
trying.
wasn't my favorite one.
No, it's nowhere near
fun.
that. Cyrus says, yeah, you can burn 3DO, Sega CD, TurboGrafx CD, Dreamcast, even Saturn. You just need a ProAx replay on Saturn, no mod. Wow. That's crazy.
See, I would love to get like big box together because I didn't realize they had oh god, what was it? There was a Shining Force like or something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Hit on the Saturn, and I'm like, I didn't even know that existed.
Yeah, but yeah, what I was saying was the wife told me, said, hey, you can
Apparently Retro can emulate that on his Shield.
Yeah,
the Shield to be able to do that.
Dude, the Shield is the same chip that's in the Switch. That's what they just ported it over. It uses the Tegra X1.
I hadn't ever modded one to do that. I've used mostly the Pies and the Odroid.
The Shields are powerful.
And the Odroid can't do the Saturn at all. It's just not powerful enough.
But she made a comment, said, you said you're not going to buy one. I have nothing right now of these next two consoles coming out. And even if PlayStation 5 comes out, they show one or two killer games, it's going to be a hard sell for me because I'm like you. We got the PS4 back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
I got Killzone on it, and I still felt like it was good. It was a tech demo. Oh, excuse me. But I never really turned around and felt like I needed to get one for a while. And right now,
I need to check that out, Retro, badly. Sorry, I got distracted.
No,
Retro's luring me in with all this build stuff that he's done.
Yeah, the Shield. Oh, he actually showed he built his own little mini arcade cabinet. It's cool.
That's about exactly what I'm about to do, and it's going to be like a full-size cabinet thing as soon as I start putting things together.
Hey, welcome, Jarhead. He said Final Fantasy VII is making him want to get a PS4 Pro. Wait for the PC. I can't wait for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got like the $90 version for like $60 on Amazon. They had some ridiculous.
I'm going to pick it up. I'm hating myself for it because I never played through it on the original either. I couldn't force myself to get through it. I think part of it was the graphics didn't age well, and I had more difficulty getting into it and navigating it. Sometimes just navigating the stage because of the way the graphics were was kind of hard.
It doesn't age well. They were pushing. It was like a Resident Evil. They made 3D art and then put little polygon stuff on. It was pushing the technology, but I saw this this is the first part of the game. It comes on 2 Blu-rays. It's 100 gigs.
And I think it's supposed to be 2 parts is what I heard.
2. Yeah.
I've also heard 3, but I thought it was supposed to be 2.
That's not bad. That's not really that bad. And the whole battle system has been redone. I already
spent over $300 on the Uber edition.
I couldn't feel myself to get that. I got the second one that had everything, and it was like 67, some weird sale. I actually had it pre-bought for like 80 or 78 or something. I actually pre-bought the new one, and then when it canceled the other one because they kept running these ridiculous sales, and they stopped on the sales, and I got like the second level for like barely more than $10 or $15 over the normal cost, and I have all that collector stuff coming in, not the big bike.
They almost got me on the Uber edition. I looked at it, and they had a Kai Arts Cloud along with his bike with it, and you know how I am, a sucker for collectibles like that when they're done well. And I just looked at it and went, "Oh God, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it."
No, Jarhead, I haven't heard anything about the PC. I'm going to tell you, if you want to play it, by the time it comes out for the PC, you might want to turn around and play it on a console. I know the thing about it is, if you don't have a console to play it on, then you have to invest in a console. But see, even now, later on in the PlayStation 4 lifespan, there's games coming out there to sell the console. I think, isn't the Xbox One version coming out later? Yes.
It's probably going to be exclusive for like 6 months to a year before it happens, though, is going to be my guess. I mean, the new Kingdom Hearts just now came out on the Xbox.
Yeah.
And that's been out for like a year?
Yeah, that goes back to what we were talking about before, which we've been all over the place. The Series X, it's a beautiful piece of technology on paper. It may be able to put a Halo game out there that just make our jaws drop. But if it doesn't sell, if it's not like us when we were, I mean, you were still around here in Chattanooga. I remember with Software Etc. where I got my Xbox. And I walked past her, and there was Halo playing, and Halo sold me the fucking console.
Yeah. Oh, I think I pre-bought the original Xbox because of Halo.
Yeah.
I remember it was like one of the first consoles I threw down, like my own. No, I think it was like the second or third one because I had done the Dreamcast, I'd done the N64, and the Xbox was like the third console I think I put down my own money on.
Yeah. I even got, even though I wasn't a big fan, I got Dead or Alive because it was, at that time, it's such a huge graphical jump, and it was very beautiful.
I love that game. I still love that game. I've got 6. I don't play it enough. I I know people make fun of it because, oh, look, bouncing girls. And I'm like, it's still got a good core fighting game there, guys.
Hmm.
It does. There's tons of fan service. I'll be first to admit, it's got huge fan service, but it's still a fun game.
So one other thing about it's coming out that it's been leaked. I don't know if this is going to hurt Target or not because somebody made a point. I saw somewhere that Apple stuff is leaked before. Stores have leaked information and they've gotten their stuff pulled from the stores. But Target has somehow somebody that works in the stock rooms showed off Gen X like iPhones, Apple Watch bands, AirPods, and all this stuff. But you were talking about, and I found the article, a new Apple TV Gen X, and the main reason they're putting that out is Apple Arcade, more horsepower, and Apple TV Plus. And we've talked about this before that they're trying to push toward a streaming box or a little gaming box because that's what Phil Spencer said, which I said wrong in my video. He's going after compete with Google, which they're a fucking joke. Why are you going to compete with Google? They're going to shut down Stadia before it becomes free, I think.
Dude, I've never seen somebody desperately push a console more in my life than Stadia. IGN's always got a head-to-head on Stadia thing going on, and it's almost sad at this point.
Mm-hmm. But he said the big one, Phil Spencer said Microsoft or Xbox is going to compete with Apple. Does he know something that Apple has a streaming service coming with the xCloud works. The xCloud works. I've tried it. And there was a iPhone beta. I didn't get into it so far. I hope it comes out.
I didn't know they did an iPhone beta. Oh wow.
Patrick set that in the text. You had to get in there. It was very limited. And this is where me and Nick here are Apple fans. We like it, but Apple made it where it's only a few thousand people could get in, like 10,000. Do their rules, whereas Android, they just put the whole damn thing out there and let everybody beta test it. So Apple, get your head out of your ass. You're going to have to stop doing this shit. Let people test.
They try to do that. They're more restrictive because they're always trying to keep the software and the platform more stable. So
yeah, I
they're
get that.
A lot slower to let things out there. Whereas Android's just like, here you go.
Well, it still would be okay from Microsoft. I would be like, okay, fine, I'll let that out there. Because I'd love to try on the iOS, but you had a lot of thoughts about a new Apple TV and streaming service. What do you think?
I honestly, I think it might be a move in the direction for them to push Apple Arcade more. I've been looking at the games on my phone more, and they've got some more legit games. They've got like a Sonic racing game and like a bunch of other big title games that have started to kind of pop up on it. I mean, it's nothing that's like a service seller or a system seller yet. But if you get the hardware that's out there that people can build for, and then you go, hey, by the way, this will act as your Apple TV. You guys most people, at least I have a few of them in my house.
Mm-hmm.
I just find them convenient. We have so much stuff in the Apple Store. We use it for like streaming YouTube. We use it for Netflix. We use it for the movies on it. And sometimes I'll just play audio from it and stuff like that, depending on what I'm doing. So it's a convenient device that a lot of people already have. And if you offer a more robust one for people that want to get into the gaming market on it, I think you'd start to see some decent penetration.
Yeah. I mean, the thing about it is that it's built, the thing was built for a wide variety of multimedia. We got a couple of Rokus and had the big Apple TV downstairs with the big surround sound system. Roku's got a good spot, good place for it, but they're mainly a streaming service or streaming, devices. But if Apple puts out a device with enough horsepower to start having, in Apple Arcade's what, $5 a month? Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty cheap.
And that goes across your Apple devices and your Macs. So it runs on a Mac, which it runs on x86. I don't know. They may slowly slip in there, and as Microsoft starts being more service based, everybody, Apple says, you know what? Maybe make it $10 a month, which that'd be $120 a year. You get Apple Arcade and a streaming service on our Apple device. Here's add any controller, and there would be a dick move like, and we'll work with Microsoft controllers. Wink, wink. Allow them to Bluetooth to anything, which I think they can now, can't they? Bluetooth to any controller.
I think so, yeah. I've seen PS4 controllers hook up to a freaking iPhone. I think I've actually even had my my 8-bit controller here, like this thing. I think I've even had this hooked up to it at one point or another. There's not a lot of games that support it overall, but I've had it
Yeah.
hooked up.
I don't know. I think Apple is poised to do something big. There's been these rumors that they're about to ditch Intel. Even Intel knows it. Supposedly
Yeah.
this year we're possibly going to see a new AMD or some type of Mac, AMD based
Um,
Mac, or
right
some people
now,
said
what I've
ARM
seen
based.
is
I don't know.
the one of the better PCs is the Ryzen right now.
Uh huh.
So AMD's doing a really good job of knocking out the multi-core, multi-threading processing as far as that goes, and Intel's kind of stuck with their hyper-threading right now, which I never thought I'd say that because every time I go to build a PC, it's always been Intel that's been
hmm
in the lead, like
Me,
every single
me
time.
and Brooks, our other friend, we built AMD. You built, I think you and Patrick built Intel, and I
It
got
just
this.
happened.
Yeah, I got
Go
this
ahead, sorry.
Ryzen 7. No, sorry, a 2700. It's not the 3000 series. I don't care. I got a Ryzen 7 2700 8 core, and it was half off for some odd reason, $150. And this thing, I did 8 cores simply because video editing, video processing, I have 8 cores to process it, and I know
hmm
I've cranked up a couple of games and they just pop right up. It's got way overkill horsepower. And could I buy a similar, even for $300? Could I buy a similar Intel chip to do that? I don't think so. Ryzen has been their 1-2 punch to Intel, and I hope Intel doesn't fall back. I hope they come back and knock them out. Just they need to bite. They need to. Competition is great for consumers. I
Yeah,
don't.
no, we need both of them in the
Yeah.
manufacturer. It wouldn't hurt to have a third in the market, to be honest with you, because it just kind of keeps things fresh and keeps things moving forward. But yeah, again back to the Apple thing. I honestly, they're going to sneak in there at some point. They've
hmm
been on the fringes and they've been kind of offering stuff, so I could see them just going, why not? I mean, they've had a lot of success in all the other markets they've gone into. They've got solid hardware, so it's not like you have to worry about the hardware itself having massive problems on it. You can just basically roll with it, you know?
I know it's really interesting because I'm going back to other stuff we've been talking about on our text. I think there's another topic we've been talking about. What do we want to talk about? It's pretty bad. We didn't write this shit down.
Oh, the GeForce thing was the other thing that the
Yeah, well,
GeForce
I'll
service.
let you run with that for a little bit because
Yeah, that one's dude. Was it Bethesda's dropped out, and who else dropped out? Was it like EA or
part of
BioWare or something like that?
Bioware, some part of EA's dropped out. There's
Yeah,
been one of them where Patrick, our buddy, was saying that they didn't secure the licensing past the beta. And I'm like, how do you
yeah,
fuck that up? How do you
and so
somebody didn't dot that line, cross that T,
I don't
cross T and dot
understand.
that I? Uh,
That whole service has been a little on the confusing side, primarily because they've botched so many agreements to be able to
hmm
continue to get things, and the other part because it's mostly supposed to tie into like your existing Steam market and things like that,
yeah,
rather than having its own marketplace, which is an advantage, but it's also kind of a hindrance because you're basically just paying for access to your Steam library on the go,
yeah, and
is what it feels like.
I was really excited with the Google Stadia possibility. I thought, oh wow, Google's going to come out and they're going to do fairly well. They're going to falter. I knew they was going to flop, falter a little bit, but I didn't think they'd fail this bad. I haven't tried GeForce now. I don't want to sign up for it. I don't want to put any info. I don't know if I can sign up for it for free without putting in any credit card information. The only one I've
I
tried is
know.
XCloud, and it works.
hmm
I
Right
mean,
now, that's the front runner. It seems to be the most stable. It
mm,
seems to have the best support and the strongest company as far as cloud infrastructure goes behind it. Um, but it kind of depends on what they decide to do with it. And right now, I don't think anybody knows because I mean they're all like, "Hey, look at the hardware specs, look at the teraflops, look at the teraflops," and everybody else has said the same thing. Okay, where's your content?
yeah, it's people
Show
have
me the
gotten to
content.
where's the beef? I mean, I love that cart, those advertisements in the '80s. The
hmm
old woman, where's the beef? Microsoft came out with it feels bits or so that they got 12 teraflops, 120 frames per second, DirectX ray tracing, all the backwards compatibility, and something else like if you program, I can't remember the name of it. I did my video today. You turn around and program it, it'll work across multiple devices, which again goes back to their service. And I'm thinking, okay, Phil, why should I buy this Series X? And none of that tells me anything.
Yeah. Oh, other stuff that came up too that I noticed. One of the things was Anthem had its anniversary, and the only people that celebrated it was the players.
What is wrong with all these companies? Bethesda's fucked up. Blizzard's fucked up. Everybody's thinking they're going to fuck up. I think you and I talked about this. That I have no.
You're hearing cats. Sorry, that's my cat. He's screaming.
Yeah, I don't have any trust in them doing Diablo 4 worth a damn.
God, that.
And here we come with BioWare that, there's rumors of a Knights of the Republic 2 re-release, remaster, and they couldn't even make Anthem work. I think these big companies have gotten too big, big and nowhere, just I don't know. I think they're getting toppled by these newer, smaller devs. I don't understand. I couldn't believe Blizzard and all these and Bethesda would go the route they've gone.
Well, Bethesda's a bigger surprise to me than Blizzard, and it's not because of Blizzard itself. It's because Activision bought them, and I think everybody started seeing the kind of writing on the wall. It's like, okay, well, how long are you going to leave Blizzard alone? Because their original announcement was, oh no, they're not going to interfere. We're going to keep doing our business as we do our business. This just helps us be able to publish things more efficiently, right? And everybody knew that was a ticking time bomb,
right? And then, going into the World of Warcraft thing where we all played World of Warcraft. Oh, excuse me. It got to a point. It got to the freaking point that World of Warcraft stopped being what it was, and then poof. We just started. We walked away from the game. We were paying $15 a month, give or take, whatever you want to do, and they changed the game so much that you guys played it more hardcore than me, and you just said, fuck it, we're done.
Yeah, I just got to the point to where I just wasn't really interested in pursuing the content as ever coming out. I really didn't care for the arc the storyline took, and that was kind of the death kill for me. Is like you took one of my favorite characters in Sylvanas, and then all of a sudden you had her just lose her mind with no real explanation as to why, and that was proof to me that the writing was starting to go downhill, and the armor sets and stuff like that they put in there was kind of going downhill because it was all randomized perks and stuff like that. Then you had this amulet you had to keep dumping XP into to unlock those abilities, and it was a mess, man.
And then Anthem, it looked like the next Destiny. It looked, when they first showed it off, I think I messaged you and the guys, and I went, if they could do this right, that looks fun. And they didn't do it right. They fucked it up. And I remember
telling you I was gun shy pulling the trigger on it because we had about 5 or 6 major AAA releases at the time that had all fallen on their face. Fallout 76 was a prime example of that, of a game that just was thrown out there, half-baked, with minimal effort of trying to patch it, and it just kept going and going and going and going and going with no real improvement. So I was seriously gun shy about a new AAA title from.
Oh, me too. I'm really sick that Bethesda and Fallout has gone the way it was. You're not a fan of Fallout, and that like I am, and there's nothing wrong with it. But if you're a fan of something, it's really sad that they say we're making Fallout 5. I would actually literally say I'm not interested unless
that's bad because. You loved 3, and I thought 3 was okay.
Four was okay,
great, and I thought 4 was.
4 was good, but its story was garbage. Its story was hot garbage, but the mechanics were fun. I lost myself in that world, not as much as 3. New Vegas, I lost myself in that one, but that was Obsidian. Oh wait, there is a Fallout game. And this is some news I was going to talk about too. It's called Outer Worlds. And did you know Outer Worlds, due to coronavirus, and we're not being funny here because that people are dying of this stuff. I'm not trying to be funny. They're delaying the release of the Switch version, and instead of being digital only, Outer Worlds is going to have a cartridge, a physical release on the Switch.
I'm kind of curious to see how much of that actually fits on the cart.
Well, they have 32 gig cartridges, and you got to think about it. You got to think about it. They're going to have less fidelity. It's just going. Witcher 3 is on a 32 gig cart, and they even just patched it to up the fidelity on it. I mean, you're not getting the PS4, Xbox One, PC. I don't care about graphics anymore. I'm playing my Switch more than I play anything else. And Luigi's Mansion 3 looked gorgeous. I don't care if it has the same feel of Fallout. I don't give a shit if it even looks like Fallout 3. Give me another game like that. That's what I'm looking for.
Well, and this kind of goes back to the whole hardware race, right? Nintendo has proven for years and years and years that you don't need top end specs to make a game look great and play great. They've been doing it forever. The Wii was their first example of not competing with anybody else as far as hardware goes. They did the same thing with the Wii U, which, dumb name, seriously hurt them. We talked about that back in the day. Name recognition is a thing. So when you name a system almost identical to your previous system, you're asking for trouble, right?
It'd be the same thing as the Xbox 390. Literally, that if they put something out stupid like that, people are like, "What the fuck is this?" I don't know.
Right. At least PlayStation has the number integral on it, right? So 4, and then there's 5, and 5 is better than 4, or at least newer, right?
Yes, it's newer.
Fun. Yeah.
Series X makes me want to bitch smack somebody at Microsoft. I'm like, what are you doing? What are you doing?
It's gonna be a name confusion thing for most of the market. Not to beat a dead horse. I think that horse is like dust now. I really do.
And you think about the only time
beat on this.
The only time Nintendo actually was the powerhouse and it was the legendary, absolutely legendary Super Nintendo system. They stood back and let TurboGrafx and then Sega, or was it Sega then Turbo? I have to look at the release dates. They've come out with 16-bit consoles, and those consoles, technically, like the TurboGrafx had 8-bit sound processor in it. They didn't push it, and Nintendo sat back and baked in better graphics, Mode 7, really nice sound. They put out a very powerful system. That's one of the only times they were a powerhouse.
Yeah, well, the SNES was probably one of the last times. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you start moving into the N64, where they were trying that new kind of graphics processing, and that was cool. They did some really cool stuff with that. The controller is difficult to go back and use. I found it awkward.
I thought it was garbage. I always hated it, but it's just a personal thing.
I had small hands as a kid, man, and they're still not huge. I mean,
Yeah.
So my hands fit on that controller.
We have Hobbit hands. We have Hobbit hands. I know.
So I mean, my hand fit in that controller a little easier than yours. So it was slightly awkward. It wasn't as awkward.
It wasn't that it couldn't fit because our hands are about the same size. I just didn't know why the thing looked like a W. It's like somebody got confused, but it was okay if Nintendo had somehow procured a CD drive onto that N64 after they split from Sony. That system may have killed Sony right out because the horsepower was there. They just couldn't fit anything on their cartridges.
Well, they shot themselves in the foot back then, too. I mean, the N64 could have been combined with Sony because Sony was trying to make a deal with them before they brought out their own console.
Right.
I mean, nobody knew it at the time. And then the PlayStation came out and just started stomping everybody. I mean,
well, I don't know if you watched the Game History. I know we're kind of just going off into tangents here, which is fine.
We're off on tangents, guys.
It's fine.
We didn't have a ton of stuff to cover. We just kind of wanted to get on and stream.
That's why Cyrus and I have not talked as much because there's not a lot to talk about right now. I'm going to make a video about why I don't feel like I'm going into next gen, and it's got to be something ungodly cool, the PS5, or I'll just wait until tax season of 2021, and I'll pick up one. Might as well, but I don't know. It's just crazy, man. I
mean, I could see picking up the next gen console if something comes out that everybody wants to play. I'm not as eager to jump into it as we all kind of were with the PS4. And the PS4, I was even a little on the fence even then because I hadn't really seen a lot of games that looked like they were just going to be like
Tech demos.
crazy, I need to play this right now kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Killzone was kind of cool, and I think I've still got an unopened version of Killzone that I never opened up because I just never had the desire once I got it to play it.
Yeah.
I beat Knack, which I probably should have played through Killzone instead of Knack. Because even though I beat Knack and I had fun, it was not a good game.
It wasn't that good. I remember you coming over, and you had the bad internet. You actually plugged into the house and plugged into the Comcast just to be able to download and upgrade your system. And then we played Knack, and I was just like, this is not that good, but it was interesting. It was different.
Yeah. It was a neat way of testing the particle physics and all the little objects that would make up the one big dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it showed off the horsepower, but the story was weak. The gameplay was kind of same-ish, and it was just kind of So.
Oh, no, man.
And Retro Pro bought an Xbox One before the PS4. I will go on record as saying that was a bad call. But I get why you did it coming out of the 360 and the Xbox. So I get why you did it. I still barely have a handful of games for it at all. I've got way more games on my PS4 than I do on my Xbox One.
Well, I don't know when he got it, but I waited for a while, and the Xbox One changed. It changed for the better. That's when I finally was like, oh, Titanfall, oh, this stuff.
That's when I bought one. They had a package with Titanfall. And
that's
it was
where
like
me and you both got
$20 or something like that, and I'm like, sold.
Yeah, we played the shit out of that, and it actually made us get into the system. I still didn't like the system. Super good, and I'm like, it's kind of bloated, it's kind of different, but there's reasons to buy it. So, again, going back to the Series X, is there a reason to buy it? Nope.
Their user interface is clunky. Like, even the 360 was a little clunky, but not nearly as bad as the One. The One's user interface is still kind of straight up bad. It still feels a little bit like Windows 8 for some reason, and I'm not sure why they really want to go that direction. The PlayStation's interface has been the same since I jumped in on the 3, and it just works. It's clean.
It's pretty clean, yeah. The PS2, I never did get into that much. My buddy had one, but the PS1, there was no interface. There was just like an internal. If you didn't have a disc, it went to a CD player, you know. But yeah, I mean, I guess we're just hitting at the point of rambling right now. Game rambling.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. That's fine.
Yeah, we're at 47 minutes. I think we've done pretty good. I want to, I just don't feel like, I don't have anything to talk about right now. I'm waiting. Everything's about ready to explode when it comes to news and next gen. I'm just going to sit back and just watch the fight.
I think there's a lot of cool stuff coming up on the horizon, but I think it's more like content for the current platforms, right? Because there's been no big announcements for the next-gen platforms, so we really don't know anything there. We're finally starting to get some hardware specs, so that's cool. But the hardware specs aren't going to make me buy into the system. And I'm sure it will some people, but, I mean, I've got a PC that has those specs now. You're not pulling me in with that. Sorry.
Well, even the PS5, they've got to. I mean, like I said, we could eat our words and something. They might bring out one or two killer apps, and it's just like we sit there. I know Cyrus is getting one. He says, "Remember the original Blades on 360." I don't think I remember playing that. Blades on 360.
I don't remember Blades.
360. No, I don't remember that. I don't remember that at all. I'd have to look at them. I'm looking up the box. Oh, it's just this girl up there. She's kind of like, it's like Blades with an X. You've seen the box before. It's been a long time.
I probably have. I'm drawing a blank right now.
Yeah. So.
Cyrus is like, John just doesn't like popular shit. That's why we're friends.
More distracted means, what do you mean by explode? Well, Pornhub makes him explode. Wow, dude, we're going dark. Oh, shit.
And this is what happens when we stream for 47 minutes and we don't really have a lot ready to go.
I know. And
we literally just decided this afternoon. Mike's like, hey, we should stream again. And I'm like, sure, let me know when. I had a great time last time. How about tonight? And I'm like, okay.
I should have waited. I got to go and create a better or at least a different thumbnail for the full upload, and just be like, fuck. But sometimes it's like, blades. Oh yeah, the blades on the 360. Yeah, well, funny that there's actually a blades game. Yeah, the first blades interface, I hated that because it's like cut. It was interesting, but it was kind of stupid at the same time.
It still worked better than the Xbox One interface did for like forever.
Yeah.
I just don't like that interface. I don't.
Well, Xbox One
really
was the problem was that they tried to load really low windows on it. And that's the first fuck up, and that's what I think is one of the worst things they've ever done. 360 went to it had an interface. It kind of moved like the PlayStation's. It was different menus, but it wasn't ungodly. You could hold the button with the Xbox button and go into a chat and invite each other within 5 seconds. You still can't do that on either PS4 or Xbox
getting
One.
Voice chat laid out on the 360 and getting started on it was like within like seconds on it. We've spent sometimes like a couple minutes trying to press the Xbox button just the right way to join the chat, or hunting down through the menu system trying to find where we got the invite so that we could jump in.
Yeah, because if you hold it a different way, hold it too long, no, you're pulling up the menu. But if you hold it just right, it'll go in. I'm like, fuck that shit. Just let me pull it. Voice, join, done. They didn't do that.
I think they eventually made that cleaner because we've had less of a problem recently. But the last time we did was the last time we played Crackdown 3. It's been months and months since we played Crackdown 3.
And Crackdown 3 was Crapdown 3. That was the biggest load of shit I've ever seen in my life. But anyway, that's another topic. So I don't know if we got anything much more to talk about. I don't know if it's getting toward 10:45 my time, so I guess we get off here. We just
I think I've got a cold dinner to go eat. My wife texted me about like 30 minutes ago and said, "Hey, dinner served," and I'm like, and we're still talking.
Well, if you did, you should have told me, dude. We could have got off here. I didn't mean to do that.
It's fine. I was having fun, man, and we're hanging out, kind of having a good time talking. So it wasn't a big thing.
Oh yeah. Well, so this type of stuff like that is just, it's game ramblings is a mainstream, I guess, of me and Cyrus's, but I'm going to try to talk with the Retro Bro. Hell, you could try to talk with Retro Bro. We're just going. These are kind of like impromptu chats. That's why I just said, hey, you want to do it now? Sometimes these impromptus are fun. So we'll do this again soon. Maybe here a lot more information will come out, and we'll go from there. But I don't know. This is when Sony starts talking, it's going to be interesting. When there's going to be this war, and I'm going to just sit back and go, okay, and I want to see how bad.
About every 5 years.
I want to see. Well, you think about it. It's the 8th generation or the 7th gen was 10 years, and this 8th generation or something. This last generation has been about 7 years. They've actually lasted a little longer. Oh, see, a cold dinner to go eat reminds me of my wedding night. Damn, Cyrus! I'm not going to even touch that. That's just, there's too much in there.
All I did was send an LOL.
I am not even trying to attempt to touch that at all. No. All right, folks. I think we're going to get off here. And like I said, I appreciate you talking with me. Like I said, go to Geeks with Cash YouTube channel. You do have a Twitch channel as well.
I've been doing some retro gaming on there. It's just GeekWC at Twitch.com. I've just now started really diving into that. So I don't have too much on there. It's been a little bit of Zelda, a little bit of Castlevania, and I've done a little bit of Beat Saber streaming on there, but I don't do that all that often anymore.
Yeah, I was sitting there thinking about, literally, because the daughter was thinking about it. She wants to try virtual reality, and I almost started looking at used PlayStation VRs because this computer is not VR ready. I don't want to put tons of it. It's interesting to me. I could get a used headset for under $200 and piece together the Move controllers and a camera slowly. I thought about trying it.
PS4 is not a bad place to start, man. If you just want to get started on it. Now, there's not a lot of standing movement in those. Mm-hmm. It's mostly like the sit-down kind of experience, which is not bad. Don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, they do have Beat Sabers on it, too. So I was like, oh, really?
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
I think she'd enjoy Beat Saber, and I think you would enjoy Beat Saber. Beat Saber's just a fun game, right?
Yeah.
It's just fun to like hit blocks and listen to cool music, and
Yeah, it's got.
Yeah.
It may be one of these things where I go to GameStop and get one of the used headsets, and then go to Macari or some of these used places around me and like pick up a camera slowly, and I could probably piece it together for around $200 or less.
Mm-hmm.
And there's some people selling their entire kits on eBay for $200. So,
I just get the kit, man. I mean,
yeah,
if you can get it all for $200 with the controllers and everything, just pick it up.
yeah,
Hell, that's not a bad price.
no,
Because the headset alone is $200
yeah.
if you buy it new.
Yeah, Cyrus says, dude, I may get a PSVR if you do. I haven't told. I don't know if she'll watch this. She may watch this later on because she does watch my YouTube channel. I've thought about it, but I don't want to jump into it just to jump into it. And yeah, Cyrus, if I do, that would be interesting because they're actually putting bigger games out for it.
Mm-hmm. Now, VR is becoming a bigger thing. I'm not of the opinion that it's the future of gaming.
Not yet.
I think it's going to be a good augmentation. There's going to be certain games that work great in VR that you couldn't do any other way. And there's going to be a lot of games that are going to come out in VR that I'm going to go, why didn't you just hand me a damn controller?
Right. And what the Alex, however you say that, Half-Life, is that going to be? I bet
Alex, that's VR.
Yeah, but
now I don't know much about it other than it's coming out in March. That's about it. They've done some trailer release stuff.
And they're probably not going to be on PlayStation right off the bat, I bet you.
I don't think so, no. I think it's going to be like probably a Steam release.
It's a Windows.
They've been using
Steam.
it to sell indexes because they've been offering pre-orders bundled with it. So the index has been started selling out like crazy because I think they were just including it with the kit. Like when it comes out, you can just have it kind of thing.
So I think in time you'll probably see Valve puts that on everything because then they'll want to sell the game no matter what. So we'll see.
Oh, it'll eventually come out on multiple platforms. I just don't think it's going to launch on anything other than like Steam. Yeah. It'll eventually hit them.
Yeah, sure. So there, but I went to the PlayStation VR stuff and they said it has 500 games. Not all of them are games. They're just tech demos and little crazy shit.
There's about three or four games that everybody should try out if you do get into VR. Okay, just from what little experience I have.
Yeah.
Gorn, which is an arena style combat thing where you're an orc in an arena and you beat the shit out of people and you pick up their weapons and you kill more people. Occasionally you run into a boss. Beat Saber is a given. That game is so stupidly flexible with the difficulty levels you can put into it. No fail, faster speed song, slower song, all sorts of different tracks. If you get it on PC, you could just download thousands upon thousands of tracks for no money. There is no end of the replayability for that game. I Expect You to Die, which is a Bond-esque VR escape room game. Where you're in a chair and you have to figure out how to escape the room and not die. And you will die a ton in that game. So that one is an amazing game.
Of course, on the PlayStation, there is, and I don't know if I could do it, there's Doom VR. That's probably scary as shit.
I heard okay things with that. I heard it was kind of quick, but it didn't really make too many people nauseous.
Right.
Another one that's not as well known is Knockout League that I tried recently.
Yeah.
If you ever wanted to be in a Punch-Out game, there you go.
Yeah. And then also there's Skyrim. It's Skyrim.
I heard bad things about Skyrim and Fallout in VR. I have not heard good things.
Yeah. So it's probably not the greatest. So like I said, we're at an hour. You got to go eat your cold dinner for your wife beats your ass.
Yep.
So I do appreciate everybody.
Yeah, I have a huge collection. Dude, this isn't even like a quarter of my collection of Transformers that I have. Yeah. I may actually just pan around my room at one point and just put a video.
You do like everybody else does, and I got crap right back there. I need to take this behind me and clean it up, and I've almost thought about doing for my normal streams a green screen. I thought about doing it, but there's more stuff I'd really want to do. I need to go back here and clean this up and actually display more shit. Those right down there, there's just my Super Nintendo's junked up. There's actually the motherboard of the old CPU I just yanked out of my machine. I got to clean this up, but yeah. All right, everybody. I do appreciate everyone watching. We are going to get out of here, and we'll talk with Nick was here later on, and maybe we can get Cyrus on here. Maybe you and Cyrus could. This is just free form. This is not like a show. So.
Dude, anybody wants to do anything with me, I mean, we set at the time and kind of just roll with it.
Yeah.
I'm pretty open with it. I've got my own little projects and things that I throw up here and there, but I mean, my schedule's generally fairly flexible. I'm sure if I start doing these like all the time for like an hour or 2 hours at a time, my wife's gonna be like,
yeah,
get out there.
And that's why Cyrus and I stopped doing them weekly. It became actually a pain in the ass. Not because we didn't want to spend time hanging out together. It's just trying to make a show. And we don't talk about just everything. We talk about what's interested us. So, all right, folks, I'm going to get off here.
Cyrus actually wants me to pan around the room and show off this stuff here, so I'll probably do that. It'll be like a short video of a couple minutes, I think.
Just do that.
So I got a bunch more that are like boxed up because I just don't have the room inside this room to display them. So I cycle through them occasionally, putting some out and putting others up.
Yeah, you might just want to just take your fucking iPhone, man. I don't know. Sometimes the iPhone's got enough video quality, you just kick it up to 1080, plug it into your machine, and just do the video editing real quick and just do a voiceover. Yeah.
Yep.
All right, folks, we're going to cut out here, and we'll talk to everybody later. Like I said, Geeks with Cash, go to his channel, give him a subscription, and we'll be doing more. Like I said, hopefully we may try to get the Retro Bro and Cyrus. We may have like 3 or 4 people. That would be a ridiculous chat. So, all right,
I think that'd be a lot of fun, actually, if we got everybody in here at one
That'd be
time.
awesome.
I think it'd be madness, but I think
it'd be madness. It'd be good madness, I hope. So, we'll see.
Old Gamer 3-way. Oh, sorry,
fuck
not
off.
Right.
Stop drinking so much. There, stop drinking so much. No. All right, everybody. We'll let y'all go, and I'll talk to you later. And
Later,
appreciate
guys.
it. All right, bye.